Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, where we bring you a weekly dose of powerlifting news, tips, and training advice with a touch of 80s rock ballads. This podcast is presented by Team Rohr Powerlifting, your source of the most comprehensive coaching and meet day preparation. Here are your hosts, Josh Rohr and Lara Sturm.
Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast. This is episode 51, and I am one of your hosts, Lara Sturm.
And I'm Josh Rohr. Welcome. So one of the questions I get a lot is, how do I get more information on programming, coaching, things like that? And one thing I guess that we don't advertise enough maybe is the coaching certification courses that are offered by USA Powerlifting. So coincidentally, I am actually one of the coaching education co-directors along with Paulie Steinman. So we actually kind of organize all of the coaching courses, et cetera. We have a staff of coaches at USA Powerlifting that put on courses around the country. So if you're interested in those, we do have a few coming up. There's actually an online course July 17th. And then there's also a course in Ocala, Florida on July 17th. There's another one August 7th in Gaffney, South Carolina, and another one September 25th in Derby, Connecticut. So the easiest way to find those is just go to coaching.usapowerlifting.com/upcoming-clinics. That'll have a whole list of all the courses that are coming up. Like I said, it's not going to cover everything that you need, but it's going to give you basically all of the, the basic information and, get into a little detail on programming and things like that. So it's a very good start if you're looking to get more knowledgeable in the sport. And I think it's, I'd recommend everybody take it. And there are 3 different levels of courses, the club level being the very beginner one that I think everybody should take. So anyway.
And are these in person or are these
virtual? There's an online one virtually July 17th, and then the rest of the 3 I mentioned were physical location ones. So there's a combination that should accommodate, whatever you need, whether you want to do in person or virtual. So.
Oh, and sometimes virtual is just more convenient.
Especially if you live in the middle of nowhere and can't travel to where there is one, or if there's, just not any in your area. So.
Right.
Definitely check them out.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think that, now that we've done things virtually for a while, some things actually work pretty well virtually. So
yeah,
works for you. Do it. Awesome.
Yep. Sure.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know that there was some serious voting that went on this weekend.
There was, I believe there was some recruiting.
It got serious.
Yeah.
There was definitely some recruiting going on. Because this is the most votes I think we've seen.
Yeah,
so
by
far.
far.
Yeah.
So we did this was round 4 of the bracket of top 5 80s album list. We had the championship, the winner of the co-host bracket, which was Lara, versus the winner of the listener bracket, which was Chris. But before we get to that, we're going to start with the sore loser bracket, which was the runner-up of the co-host versus the runner-up of the listener, which was myself versus Amy. This one was pretty close. I had 31 votes versus Amy's 20 votes on the Team Rohr Instagram. And I had 13 votes on the PL Ballads podcast Instagram, and Amy had 18. So tallied up. I ended up edging out Amy 44-38. I won something.
Yay.
Yeah, I lost every round prior to that. So, but I was only in one other round.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the next bracket.
Yeah. So number 1, Lara versus number 4, Chris. Lara had 21 votes on the Team Rohr Instagram. Chris had 42. And on the PL Ballads
exactly double
Instagram, Lara had 19. Chris had 23. So via landslide, Chris won 70-40. But I feel like he may or may not have done some recruiting of some of his daughter's friends potentially.
It
I
would
don't
be
know.
12-year-old girls with Instagram.
Yeah.
Or to be fair, like there are some people I recruited and they commented back on my Facebook post like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to vote for him. I like his list better. I'm like, you're not my friend anymore. You've been voted off the island. You're dead to me.
Yeah, that's the ultimate backfire.
That was all I could say. Yeah. Yeah, it got kind of down and dirty when I commented and tried to get votes, and then Chris shared my comment and I reshared his sharing of my, so it just got crazy, but it's all in good fun. You know, music is personal. There's no really right or wrong, except in this case, Chris was actually wrong.
Chris was wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we can all agree Chris is wrong.
Because Dio and Maiden.
Yeah.
Need I say more? No.
Yeah. Well, anyway, regardless, I guess we'll honor our commitment. Chris will get $50 worth of Team Rohr apparel for winning the bracket. But on record, we're not happy about it.
It's okay. It's okay.
So we're
going to move right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we have two powerlifting situations because we got a little bit behind over the nationals break. So I'll read the first one, Lara. I'll let you answer, and then you can read the second one, and I'll answer the second one. So, situation one: you are the sixth lifter in Flight A. Lifting starts at 9 a.m. You do your last squat warm up at 8:55. As soon as you rack the bar, there's an announcement that the start time will now be 9:10. Do you do an additional warm up or not?
I'd say not, truthfully, because you've already done your warm ups. You don't need to tax yourself for anything else. You're warm. You're going to keep that warm up just from adrenaline. That scenario is pretty common. I'd say that happens. I mean, how many times? I mean, I guess there are meets that start on time. That happens, but yeah, it's not uncommon for a meet to go, oh wait, we have a little something going on with our, the data entry starting the meet, something's happened, we're going to start 10 minutes late. That's pretty common. So no, I wouldn't do any additional warm-up. What about you, Joshua?
Yeah, that's actually one of my biggest pet peeves is meets that don't start on time. So I think if you're a meet director out there, start your meet on time. It means a lot to the lifters. If you're going to do a rules briefing, don't do it like 5 minutes before start time. Like do it earlier so people still have a chance to warm up after the meeting. But anyway, to answer the question, no, I wouldn't either. I think it's more of a psychological thing. If you feel you need to do one, like physically you're warmed up and you're going to stay warmed up. You're not all of a sudden going to get cold because there's an additional 10 minutes between your attempt. So no, I would not do an extra one. I would just say, hey, sit back, relax, stay, listen to some relaxing music, stay calm down. And then when it's go time, turn it on. So yeah, I agreed. Not
right. And that first attempt should feel like a warm up anyway.
Right.
But that said, if they said, oh wait, it's going to start at 9:20, that might be different.
Yeah, that might be a different story because now you're looking at a 25-minute window versus a 15.
Right.
And even then, I almost would say not to do another one. It just would depend on, I guess how that lifter is mentally with it all.
Yep.
For me, I mean, the longer the break, me personally as a lifter, the longer the break, the better. If I could probably go like 30, 40 minutes between warm up and opener and be completely fine.
You could take a nap and then come back and be fine.
Yeah, probably.
Wait, you have done that actually? Probably.
Yeah, I kind of have done that before.
Right.
I mean, obviously not recommended, but whatever.
Right, but whatever. Situation 2.
Right.
You are in a flight of 7 lifters at nationals. You were successful with your second deadlift to stay in first place. It was everything you had, though, and everyone knows it. The competition pulled immediately after you to pull within 10 kilos of you. You're not going to take a third deadlift. Do you turn in an attempt and time out? Do you scratch your third attempt to make your competition have less rest time? How would you handle the situation?
Well, I think the the what most people deem as the courteous thing to do to your fellow lifters is to turn in an attempt and let it time out. So I think as a general rule, that's typically the thing you do. Now we're talking about nationals and it being a very competitive environment. So I think some of those courtesy rules maybe can get thrown out the window a little bit. I think, just scratching is, in an already small flight of 7 lifters is going to make it that much quicker turnaround for your competition. So that is an option. Personally, what I would do everything within the rules to really try to make my lifter win. So personally, what I'm going to do is, turn in a 5 kilo jump. They're going to already have to pull after me, at least 10 kilos more than I make. I'm going to tell my lifter to put on their acting clothes or whatever they want. They're going to get ready to go. And right before they start loading the bar for me, I'm going to change to something after the other lifter, so that it's going to change the order. And all of a sudden my competition is going to be up and they're not going to be ready. It's kind of a dick move, but it's within the rules, and I'm going to do everything possible at the national level to get my lifter to win. So it's going to, my attempt then is not going to give them extra rest time. It's going to basically make them think they have more time and then pull the carpet out from under them and make them be up. So yeah,
that was a good answer.
At that point, I'll do whatever within the rules to put my lifter in the best position to win.
That's a great answer. And that's why everyone should get coached by Josh Rohr.
Yeah. So that I can piss everybody off.
Exactly. All right. We're going to move on to our new lifter tip. Here's our tip. When preparing for your first meet, you cannot practice the referee commands enough. Practice them.
Yep.
Practice them in caps. Practice them.
Yeah. I think everybody knows this, but when push comes to shove and you're at the meet and other things are distracting you, like you still have people still get distracted or forget or something like that. And I just think you cannot practice them enough. It seems tedious. It's like, I know the referee commands, like everybody knows the referee commands. Well, if everybody knew them that well, people would not miss lifts based on commands, and people do all the time. So practice them
in caps, especially for bench, because bench has 3 opportunities. Deadlift isn't that bad, right? There's 1, but there's 3 commands to the bench. So, that's where people miss them. I mean,
yeah,
that's where I've noticed people miss them.
Yeah. I see a lot of
that and
squat rack commands missed too. Because they come up, they're like, oh, hell yeah. And then walk in, they're like,
I got it. Oh, and then as soon as they do it.
Yeah. They usually know, but it's too late at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Practice.
Yeah.
Yes. So Josh, you have anything else to add other than Chris Elmore?
Chris Elmore wrong. That's the moral of the story today. So the only thing I'd say is there are a few rumors of other meets happening in Georgia. Nothing is officially confirmed. I have not seen anything on the calendar. I'll just spread rumors, I guess, right now that there may or may not be a few meets in Georgia popping up on the calendar at some point. So stay tuned. The next one that is confirmed is the USA Powerlifting Lifting the House on August 28th in Ringgold, Georgia. So that is the next confirmed one. But I think I've heard rumors there are going to be some others pop up. So
very nice.
Eyes open.
All right. And then just to get myself on better standing, Chris Elmore, national champion, album champion.
Yeah,
there you go. I can see.
Yeah, we need to bring him down a peg. So we'll have to come up with something that he's not going to win.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we covered a lot of ground today and in record time. So Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, just the way we like it, I guess. Moving on. Say what you want to say.
Nothing. Okay.
You have
no. I'm not going to turn it into a dirty joke.
Good.
I'm not.
Perfect.
All right. Good. All right. Well, until next week, catch us at Powerlifting Pods. I can't speak today. PL Ballads podcast at gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. DM us. Reach out to us. Vote for me next time. And that is all.
That was the worst sign off ever.
Bye now.
Later.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends.